Well, certainly summer is here, and if you've ever walked down almost any city neighborhood, you see these little bits of land that we call affectionately hellstrips. I'm here with Francoise, and Francoise, generally you see them and they're either dead grass or somebody's made an attempt with like gravel or bark dust.
Right.
I have to say, this is a stunning garden that you've created in yours.
Thank
So
you.
let's talk a little bit about the whole, like, how did you come up with the idea? How old is this one? Let's just chat about it.
Okay. This is about 9 years old, and it was just flat grass when we moved in. And I just wanted to have more garden space and have garden for a long time. So, and I have a business here. We wanted it to look nice.
Sure.
So we just
Well,
dug in.
okay, then when you first saw this, did you think this is a unique space that's going to cause me some trouble? What did you know about it to begin with?
Well, just that it would drain fast,
Yeah.
that the dirt underneath was probably not very good because it'd just been kind of abandoned lawn
Yeah.
all these years, and that it would be very, very hot.
Now, okay, you had that information. Was there a plan? Like, did you say, I want to use certain plants, like I want to go native or I want to go cactus and drought tolerant? What was the plan in your mind for the plants you choose?
I wanted things that were drought tolerant, and I wanted to create some layers so that I would have a shade layer on top to give some cover. And I wanted it to be very, very dense because I hate to weed.
Yeah.
And I knew that that would help with cut down on the watering as well if I planted things pretty closely together and had things that protected other things.
Yeah. And it's not like you put this is not the original one, is it?
Right.
You really do garden here.
Yeah. Yes.
So you've switched stuff out with time, but I think the big question is how do you go about watering this space? Because they are difficult to water.
Right. Well, I used a drip system. This is the second one I've had here, and the first one my father installed as a housewarming present.
Oh, bless his heart.
And so I hook a hose up to this. It doesn't have its own watering source. And I water about once a week.
Wow.
In the summer.
Yeah, and so that really says a lot because this looks lush and full. It feels like you would be watering a lot, but you've really narrowed that down to where it's not something you're constantly watering.
Right, right. I choose drought tolerant plants, and then I try and let them, I water them regularly in the first year or two that they're out here, and then I
Sure.
try and let them just acclimate and see how they do in this landscape. And sometimes things die.
Just like in any garden.
Right. I had 11 rosemary here 5 years ago, and they all died in the winter. So they just couldn't sustain the environmental changes that happen
Sure.
out here.
Well, now already we hear a lot of traffic. I'm assuming that because it's right out on the street, there's some concerns you have to have about height and things like that.
Mostly over in this section so that people can see clearly when they're turning onto the street. And then behind us, where it's taller, there's just some areas where people can see oncoming traffic.
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you, to see this, it's just absolutely beautiful. And how long? It's a long space. How long is it?
It's 80 feet long.
Wow.
And 8 feet wide.
Yeah, so it's really a big space. Now, we work a lot with the Regional Water Providers Consortium, and so you can certainly go there and get information on all of this. They also have this great book that they're offering. It's not one they're going to send to you, but you can find it right there online. So for more information on hellstrips and how you can make a beautiful garden like this, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to this website. Thank you so much for inviting us into your beautiful hellstrip,
welcome.
Francoise.
You're